Hey, greetings everyone. My name is Tony Hollowitz. Thank you for being here. In this quick tutorial, I just wanted to talk to you about something that sort of came up in a discussion I had recently about Act CRM software and the fact that a lot of our audience, a lot of the people that use the software are a little bit older. People are retiring. Unfortunately, some people are dying. And on that note, I started thinking about the new generation of Act software users, the younger crowd, the 20 to 40-year-old crowd. Where are they? Are they using software like Act? Well, what my experience has been is that people that use CRM software use software, and I feel like they're being sold a bill of goods. I sometimes think it's misrepresented. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Some of the advertising I see talks about things like reports and dashboards and all kinds of good stuff, like really the bells and whistles of the software. But what I don't think they talk about enough is some of the fundamentals. And it led me to think about some of the things ACT is and some of the things ACT has been in the past. When you buy ACT software, it comes with three fundamental layouts. And those layouts are similar to a business card where you have places for a person's name, their company, their phone number, their mobile, email, address, just general business card information. And from there, you can do a lot of things with ACT. You can use it as a simple Rolodex, or you can do sales and marketing with it. It's really up to you. But what I find sort of interesting about ACT is that they haven't really adapted that much to a newer generation of users. And I found myself really thinking about that in the last month or two. So, how can we attract younger Act CRM users? Because I do believe if they're taught about it and they think about it in the right way, it can be a real good tool. But I do think we at ACT, and again, I'm an ACT certified consultant. I do not work directly for ACT, but I've been using it, teaching and advising people on how to use it for years. And my concern is we need a younger audience to make this a great piece of software. And I think it can be that if they want to explore ACT software. But let me just tell you a couple things that I learned recently, a couple things that came up that really are influencing my ideas and thoughts for this video. First of all, probably, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago, I talked to someone about the way they use Act software. And the person I was speaking to said, yeah, they sent out some email marketing and they got no business out of it. I said, okay. I said, so did you look at the statistics? And they said, yeah. And they looked at the stats for Act and they saw what was going on. And then I said, okay, some of the people that you sent the email to, did you call them? And they said no. And I was totally struck by that. And what I realized in thinking about my kids, I have three sons, and people that I know is they don't talk on the phone that much. It's painful for them. And I started looking into it a little bit more, and it's called telephobia. Now, I don't know if this is a real thing or it's a made up thing, but it's basically the fear of using the phone. And in this particular case, the person I was speaking to did not want to pick up the phone to call people. And I was shocked by that. And I was shocked because, from a sales point of view, I think that's fundamentally what needs to be done. When we go back and look at the layout that Act gives you, one of the layouts that comes with the software, it's really designed for emailing, calling people. It really is. But what if we had a different attitude? What if we addressed some of the facts that younger people don't necessarily always want to call people? Maybe they want to text people. Well, this is the thing. I started thinking about it. I said, okay, I'm going to come up with a layout or fields in ACT that maybe someone who's younger would appreciate more. So I said, well, what are some of the social media fields in here? And what, if I were a young person, would I want to do? Let's assume I'm not really into calling someone, but maybe I'd want to review a contact in my ACT database periodically and look at things like, do I have their LinkedIn profile? Um, what is their portfolio? What is their Spotify channel? TikTok. Now, some of these things I don't really use. I got to be honest about it. But this is a completely different layout that plays into the fact that a younger person could utilize ACT in a way that is fit for them. So this is an example of some of the fields that I put in that you could use to utilize. And one of the things about Act is it has all kinds of offerings, and you can use your imagination to do things with it. A lot of software, in my experience, when they try to sell the software to younger people, they talk about reports and dashboards and all of that stuff. But the one thing I want everyone to know is this. There's a phrase I use all the time called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. And all these reports and all these dashboards are a lot of work because you got to get all the information into the CRM software like Act before you can get information out of it. So to get the dashboards and reports, there's a lot of work. And what I think is not talked about is software like Act is hard work. Business is hard work. Having your own business is hard work. But the great thing about Act is that you can adapt Act to what you want it to be. Okay. You can adapt it. Like I showed you that layout with all the social media. You can create fields, you can customize Act, you can make it work for you. And that's why I feel strongly that if you come to Act, you need to have an active imagination to make the most out of it. But if you do that, I really think it can be good software for anyone, whether you're 20 years old or whether you're 80 years old. And I honestly have clients in between that age span. So it's really amazing software, but let it be what you want it to be. Don't use things you don't want to use, but use them. So if you want to learn more, reach out to me. You can call me. If you don't want to call, you can text me. But use a tool like Act to make your business better, to make your marketing better, to make your interaction with people that are important to you, even if it's just social contacts you want to stay in touch with. Act can be adapted to do that. And if you have an imagination and want to explore this, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help. Okay, my friends, you have a great day. Thank you so very much and be well. Bye now.